Hey everyone. So, are you looking to maybe add an extra zero to your monthly income?
Yeah, that classic goal, right? Hitting that $1,000 a month mark on the side.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into a pretty structured plan for doing just that.
It's what one entrepreneur calls the side hustle pyramid.
Yeah, and this isn't just some random advice. It comes from Mark Tilbury, a guy who actually went from like school dropout to self-made millionaire. Pretty credible source.
Absolutely. And what I find really compelling is this pyramid idea. It gives a sense of progression, not just throwing random ideas out there.
Right. So our mission for this deep dive, really digging into his YouTube video, the best side hustles ideas to make $1,000 a month, is to break down these three levels.
Service-based, attention-based, and product-based. We want to pull out the most insightful, actionable stuff so you can realistically shoot for that grand a month.
Okay, let's start at the bottom then, the foundation. Service-based side hustles. What's the core idea here? Why start with these?
Well, the beauty of them, as Tilbury really hammers home, is the low barrier to entry. Basically, you usually don't need much, if any, cash up front.
Ah, okay. So it's more accessible for pretty much anyone.
Exactly. You're essentially just using the skills you already have or your time to solve a problem for somebody else. Direct exchange. Your skills for their money.
He even mentioned his own first hustles, right? Washing cars, mowing lawns. It feels a bit old school now.
It does, yeah. But it makes a great point, doesn't it? That necessity often drives these things. And, well, those basic services, they're always needed.
True. So even though the world's gone digital, that core idea of just providing a service still holds up.
Precisely. It's a really tangible way to make money without needing a big bankroll to start.
Okay, so we get the foundation. How does this look online? What are the service hustles you can, like, start from your laptop?
Right, and this is where it gets really relevant today. Tilbury brings up video editing first.
Oh, yeah, huge demand there. YouTubers, businesses,
Yeah.
everyone needs video.
Massive demand. And his own son apparently did pretty well with it. But Tilbury made this really sharp distinction I thought was key.
Which was?
The difference between just being technically good, cutting clips, adding music, and actually being a storyteller with video.
Okay, so it's not just about the software skills.
Exactly. He argues the real value, the thing clients will pay more for, is understanding structure, pacing, emotion, how to actually craft a narrative that hooks people.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Anyone can learn software buttons, but storytelling, that's different.
And he said, a lot of editors out there are just okay technically. So if you can bring that storytelling piece, you can really stand out.
And there are different types of video editing too, right? Not just long YouTube video.
Oh, definitely. Long form like this, short clips for TikTok or Instagram, ads, tutorials. It's a whole spectrum, so you can specialize.
Good point.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is in this service level? Graphic design came up. That one feels like you need serious art skills.
Well, Tilbury kind of reframes it. He says it's where art meets business. It's not just making pretty pictures, it's about visuals that get results for a client.
So less art for art's sake, more art for business sake.
Precisely. And he points out that the key things you need, beyond creativity, are actually business sense and good communication.
Business sense and communication for a designer. How so?
Well, you need to understand why the client needs the design, what their goal is, and you need to communicate your ideas, understand feedback, manage the whole process.
Right, collaborating with the client.
Yeah, and he also mentioned niching down, like just doing YouTube thumbnails or just logos or website graphics. Become the go-to person for that specific thing.
That usually lets you charge more too.
Definitely. Oh, and he had some solid advice about client revisions, when they want changes.
Oh, yeah. The bane of many creatives' existence.
Yeah.
What did he say?
Basically, don't get too emotionally attached to your designs. The client gets the final say. You need to be professional, take the feedback, and deliver what they need. It's about building that relationship.
Good practical advice. Okay, moving on. Writing. Lots of people can write, but making money from it, that's often the tricky part.
Yeah, Tilbury really cuts to the chase on this one. He says income can be all over the place. And a common trap is writers focusing on maybe more artistic stuff that isn't actually in high demand.
So shift the focus.
Exactly. Focus on the writing business's need online. He listed things like sales copy, emails, articles, LinkedIn posts, video scripts.
Stuff that drives business results.
That's it. It's valuable. Plus, it's often remote work, and sometimes you can even get paid based on performance, like a percentage of sales your copy generates.
Interesting. Performance pay for writing. Okay, what about coaching? That feels a bit broad sometimes.
It can be, but Tilbury used this really specific, kind of surprising example to show the potential.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
An online fish coaching business, apparently making like $10,000 a month.
Fish coaching. Seriously.
Seriously. It just goes to show if you have expertise in any niche, even an unusual one, and there's demand, you can potentially monetize it.
Wow. Okay. So the core principle is
Providing real value, helping clients get lasting change or growth. People will pay if they believe you can actually help them achieve something specific they want.
He also mentioned that 1-year no beer group, didn't he?
Yeah, that was a great example of packaging coaching well. Video lessons, charts, a community, even in-person events. It's a whole system, not just one-on-one calls.
Yeah.
That justifies a higher price.
Makes sense. Build a whole support structure. Now, okay, all these service hustles sound great, but these fields are crowded. How do you actually stand out?
Good question. Tilbury was pretty blunt about this. You need a professional website, period.
Like non-negotiable.
He basically said, if you don't have a website, you might as well be invisible. It's your online shopfront, your credibility builder. Essential these days.
Okay, but building a website can feel like a whole other hurdle.
True, but he specifically mentioned AI-powered builders, highlighting Hostinger as an option. Makes it way easier.
How does that work? The AI part.
You just give it some basics, your brand name, what type of site, what your business does, and the AI generates a starting point. A full website structure, some content.
And then you customize it.
Yeah, using like drag and drop tools, no coding needed. He also mentioned they have an AI logo maker too, which is handy for branding.
Right, getting that professional look quickly. And wasn't there a sponsor mention or a discount?
Yes, he did mention a sponsorship. For listeners interested, the site is hostinger.com/Mark Tilbury, and the coupon code is Mark Tilbury for an extra discount.
Okay. And he recommended a specific plan.
Yeah, the business plan. He pointed out it includes things like AI writing tools, e-commerce features with 0 transaction fees, and a free domain name. Basically saying for around like $4 a month, it can save you money and help you earn more. Worth checking out if you need that online presence.
Got it. Okay, good foundation laid with service hustles. Let's climb the pyramid. Level 2, attention-based side hustles. What's the big idea here?
The shift here is all about understanding just how valuable attention itself is online. It's like the new currency.
He used Mr. Beast as an example, right? The scale of that success is insane.
Exactly. It shows the sheer power of capturing and holding eyeballs online. Tilbury contrasted it with how things worked before the internet.
Right, he talked about his radio control helicopter championships.
Yeah.
Winning those on TV and stuff.
Yeah. It's a fun anecdote, but it shows the principle isn't totally new. Get attention, then figure out how to leverage it. It just looks very different now.
Okay, so how do we get and monetize attention today?
Yeah.
He started with affiliate marketing. That pops up everywhere.
It does, and he points out it has huge potential for relatively passive income. You can even start with just your phone.
Passive income sounds good. He mentioned his own earnings are pretty high.
Yeah, he threw out a big number, over $100 K a month to show the, upper limits. But the basic idea is simple. Partner with brands, promote their stuff.
Where do you promote it? Website? Social media?
Ideally, all of the above. Your website, social channels, an email list if you have one. Get links out there.
But what if you're starting from 0? No audience.
He had a tip for that, specifically using TikTok. He said the algorithm there can give you views pretty fast, even without followers. So you could potentially share affiliate links in engaging TikToks to get started.
Interesting shortcut. But long-term.
Long-term, building your own audience on a platform you control, like a website or email list, is much more stable. But TikTok can be a way in.
And the key is matching the product to the content, right?
Absolutely crucial. He said it has to be a good fit, genuinely useful to your audience. It needs to feel natural, not forced.
He used that free stock example.
Yeah.
You promote a broker, your audience gets a free stock, the broker gets a customer, you get a commission. Win-win-win.
Exactly. And it really helps if you actually know about or use the products you promote. Builds trust.
Makes sense. He also mentioned scalability, didn't he?
Yeah, that's a big plus. You put in the work up front to create the content with the link, and it can potentially keep earning for you over time without much more effort.
Cool. Okay, next, attention-based idea. Content curation. That sounds different.
It is. This one doesn't require you to create original stuff or even be on camera.
So what do you do?
You basically become a really good finder and organizer of content within a specific niche. You spot valuable, interesting, relatable stuff created by others, and you share it on a themed social media account.
Like an Instagram page for entrepreneurs sharing inspiring quotes. He kind of joked about that.
He did, but it's a real model. Think of successful theme pages, like he mentioned Lad Bible as an example. They curate content around a theme.
You could do this for multiple themes.
Totally. Limitless potential there. The skill is finding great content and then crafting an experience around it on your page, encouraging comments, building a community.
And how does that make money?
Once you build that engaged audience, brand collaborations, ads on the platform, maybe selling your own merch or products related to the theme.
Gotcha. Okay, finally in the attention category, content creation. The big one.
Right. And he was quick to say, this isn't just about YouTube. It's TikTok, Instagram, blogs, podcasts, lots of platforms, lots of niches.
It can feel intimidating to start, though.
For sure. He acknowledged that, but stressed it's more doable now than ever. Especially on YouTube, the algorithm helps good content get found, even from smaller channels. It's not just about collabs anymore.
So what's the winning formula, according to him? How do you grow?
He boiled it down to three things: value, authenticity, and connection.
Value, authenticity, connection. Okay.
Yeah, consistently give your audience something useful or entertaining, be yourself, and actually connect with them. He said chasing trends is fine short-term, but long-term loyalty comes from that deeper connection and providing real substance.
And even if it's not your main hustle, he saw value in it.
Big time. He basically said everyone should be creating some content because it builds your personal brand. And your personal brand, that's maybe the most valuable asset any entrepreneur can have.
Interesting perspective. Okay, we've climbed to the top. Product-based side hustles. These often feel like the hardest, right? Needing investment, taking bigger risks.
Yeah, that's the common perception, and Tilbury acknowledged it. He contrasted it with his own past experience starting a physical model shop. Huge investment, lots of risk involved back then.
Things have changed, though.
Definitely. The digital world opens up different, often less capital-intensive ways to sell products.
And the first one he talked about was digital products. He seemed really keen on those.
Very keen. He even mentioned a friend supposedly making $100,000 a month selling digital products. Shows the potential.
Wow. So what are digital products, basically?
Usually it's selling information or tools online, something the customer learns or uses digitally. His example was selling a workout plan that gets progressively harder.
Okay, so you create it once, sell it many times, no inventory.
Exactly. The keys to success are having valuable skills or knowledge to share, creating an offer people really want, and ideally reaching a decent-sized audience.
And there are lots of types.
Oh, yeah. Templates, ebooks, courses, memberships, stock photos, apps. Lots of possibilities. Very scalable.
Makes sense. Okay, last category. E-commerce. Selling physical stuff.
Right. And here he made a clear distinction between traditional e-commerce and drop shipping.
What's the difference again?
Traditional means you buy inventory, store it, ship it, you control the product. Drop shipping means you're the storefront, but a third party ships the product directly to the customer. You never handle it.
Did he have a preference?
His personal preference leaned towards traditional. He mentioned liking to press the flesh with manufacturers in China, but he wasn't against drop shipping, or Amazon FBA just said they're different models.
But one thing was crucial no matter which model you choose.
Yes.
Yeah.
Building your own brand. He stressed this. Whether it's traditional or drop shipping, having a brand builds trust, helps you stand out, and stops you from just competing on the lowest price.
So branding is key for long-term success in e-commerce.
Absolutely. And he wrapped up by saying, look, earning that $1,000 a month, totally possible with any of these product approaches if you put in the work and have a solid strategy.
Okay, so that's the full pyramid. A really comprehensive journey through service-based, attention-based, and product-based hustles. Lots of ideas there.
Yeah, digging into Tilbury's framework gives you that structure, from using your skills directly to building an audience to creating actual products, digital or physical.
Yeah.
Different paths for different people.
Definitely aimed at helping you hit that $1,000 a month side income goal we started with.
Lots of concrete strategies and examples came out of it.
So I guess the final thought for you, the listener, is this. Looking at those three levels, service, attention, product, and packets. Which one really resonates most with you right now? With your skills, your interest, maybe your resources?
Yeah, and following on from that, What's just one small, concrete step you could maybe take, even today or tomorrow, to just start exploring one of those avenues, just to begin
Yeah.
building something?
Good question to chew on. Which path fits, and what's the first tiny step?